2020 has come and gone just like that, and as we look towards the new year, many will start having that new year off on the right foot. Now, first order of business is cleaning up the diet. Crystal spoke with registered dietitian nutritionist Shelley Rael to get some tips on what we can do in the kitchen to get that year started on the right foot.
Joining us this morning, we have Shelley Rael, the registered dietitian nutritionist. Good morning, Shelley.
Good morning, Crystal.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. A lot of people are now thinking to 2021, and on our minds, of course, is getting healthy and happy, and many of us are wanting to boost that immune system. So let's talk about a big New Year's resolution that a lot of us have, and that's looking for healthier meals.
Yeah, and a lot of people think healthier meals don't taste good or it's complicated, and really it doesn't have to be complicated. One of the big things I encourage people to do is make a plan. It doesn't have to be a lot of details, but one of the things I always tell people to do, don't forget your fruits and vegetables, and that's one thing you can add to every meal that will help make it healthier.
So let's talk about that, making a plan. How do we even start if we've never done this before?
One of the things I say, start simple and just pull out a sheet of paper and write the days of the week and plan ahead on ideas of what you will have to eat this week. And one of the things I just encourage people to do to help make it simple, have a theme for each night of the week, and that helps planning each week, like Meatless Monday or Taco Tuesday or Fish Friday. And that way, as you're making a plan, you know you'll be having tacos on Tuesday. You can shake it up each week or have the same thing, but that way you know what you're having, and make it simple is what I encourage.
Let's talk about some of the meals that you want to encourage us to kind of eat. You mentioned that eating healthy is not the same as eating bland food. So I heard you say tacos. Instantly in my mind, I'm thinking that doesn't sound healthy. How can we change that?
Well, one of the things I do is I use flour tacos, the flour tortillas, but I use the real small ones. They're called street tortillas, I think is. So smaller tortillas. You can have ground beef, but you can make shrimp tacos, or what I sometimes do is do half ground beef, half diced mushrooms, and you're getting some more plant foods in there, and it's going to be a little bit lower calories. And then don't forget lettuce, tomato, chili, any vegetables you can throw on the tacos too, and it's not the worst thing, and it's making it healthier.
Absolutely. Okay, I love this idea. So you did mention incorporate a lot of fruits and veggies. Are there any meals that come to your mind that we could put on our list come 2021?
Well, stir fries is always an easy go-to. You can have frozen vegetables, and you don't need to have a stir fry pan. You can use any skillet or pan and cook up the vegetables and then add your favorite protein, whether it's chicken strips or beef strips or even shrimp, like I mentioned already, shrimp, and just having that as part of the meal. But a lot of times people focus on the protein for the meal, but always make sure you add a vegetable with it. And I just tell people, have frozen vegetables. Those are just fine. And if you pull out a bag of frozen vegetables at the last minute, it takes 3-4 minutes to heat up, and it's there. And it's something you can always remember at the last minute if you forgot to plan for.
So just always really keep it in your freezer, just for those occasions that you're running a little behind.
Absolutely. I have 4 or 5 bags of different vegetables in my freezer at any given moment. Well, maybe not right before I go to the grocery store, but yes, I always make sure there's some in there.
Okay, so we talked about meal planning. You gave us some maybe some ideas that we could utilize to make our meals a little bit healthier. Let's talk about meal prepping, because that's become a thing recently.
Yeah.
So if we've never done meal prepping, how can we start?
Well, at first I want to say meal prepping isn't for everybody. So if you find that it is just too much work, that's okay. So what some people will do is they'll make the whole week's worth of meals on the weekend. I applaud those individuals. That's not me. But some things that you can do is make snack bags or snack bowls at the beginning of the week. And that would be something like having trail mix in individual snack bags, especially if you have kids and they can grab them as well. Or a mixture of vegetables like grape tomatoes and baby carrots and snap peas that are put in individual bags or reusable bowls. And the kids can get involved in that. Or even jars of oatmeal that can be prepped ahead. without the milk and without heating, but that way it's grab and go. And those are simple things people can do at the beginning of the week. And even if the kids are around, they get involved. Somebody can be in charge of the carrots, somebody can be in charge of the tomatoes and that sort of thing, an assembly line.
That sounds like a great start, especially if people want to eventually get to the meal prepping part. That's a good way to start off 2021.
Not everybody has room in their fridge to have meal prep for the whole week, so little things to get started like that. And then the other thing that I just remind people about meal prep, when you finish tonight's dinner, double check what you have on your plan for tomorrow and make sure anything is in the fridge or defrosted or you have all the supplies.
That's so smart. So smart. Okay, so I know a lot of our viewers are probably thinking that we're going to find some simple, healthy meals that I can start making come 2021. Do you have them listed on a website?
I have some recipes that I have from my book on my website, ShelleyRael.com, under the blog. What I've written a book, it's called The One Pot Weight Loss Plan, but really it's 85 recipes that are made in a single cooking dish or vessel or baking dish. So really it's a lot of no mess, most under 30 minutes. But I have put some of those recipes on my website so you can get an idea of what it includes. And it is a variety of different recipes. And I do always think of the kids, because kids don't always want to eat the same thing their parents are eating. But to have less stress, these recipes are really made for kids to be able to eat as well.
I like it. You've really thought of everything, Shelley. Okay, give me your website for our viewers.
Sure, it's ShelleyRael.com. That's just my name, and it's easy to find. If you have trouble spelling it, it'll reload to that right website, I promise.
Perfect.
So,
I'm pretty sure they will find you. Shelley, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
absolutely. Thanks. Happy New Year.